Hi guys, welcome back. This is RPG a Day, Day 4. Today's today's prompt is message. And I wanted to just talk a little bit. I have a message for game masters. Particularly my message is for new game masters, although veteran game masters can glean some insights from my words as well. First of all, welcome. Decide to be a game master, welcome to our illustrious ranks. I know it's confusing, it can be overwhelming, but you'll be fine. Just remember, overall, your job is to make sure everyone has a good time. And facilitate that. How do we make sure everyone has a good time? Well, as I'm learning the hard way in a lot of cases, you need to make sure you talk to your players. Make sure everyone's on the same page of what type of story you're telling. Are you running a dungeon crawl like Expedition to the Barrier Peaks? If so, make sure that's clear. This is a dungeon crawl. There's puzzles, traps, riddles that challenge not just your characters, but you as a player, maybe. So, there's that. Or are you playing something like Children of Fear or a grand campaign for Call of Cthulhu? Something that's like, this is a period of time in a horror game. Both these things could possibly take 6 months to a year to play. And make sure people understand that. Particularly, in these big book campaigns. These take a long time to play, and make sure people understand the time investment in these things. As well as also making sure people once people understand what type of campaign you're playing, what type of story, making sure people give you accurate characters, or appropriate characters, I should say. You're in your 1920s Call of Cthulhu campaign, a feudal samurai is not going to fit in. So, that kind of thing. Another thing about talking to players, check in with your players. Check in with them before session, during, and after to make sure the game's going to go well, the game's going well, and the game went well. I'm a big fan of asking your players out, kind of debriefing after session. One method I've been trying to do is something that comes out of theatrical circles. Stars and wishes. Stars, have the players tell you their stars, their highlights of the games, and their wishes, some things that they kind of wish came out more in the session. That way you can tailor the session next time to things they want and want to experience. My next point is note your strengths and play up to them. Now, as new, you may not know what your strengths are yet. So think about what you enjoy about the game and kind of play to that. I was just talking to a friend, and it kind of came up that I'm not much of a combat game master. Combat, I get bored with very quickly. And my friend pointed out that, I'm much more of an exploration and world building GM than a combat GM. So knowing that, I can kind of play up my strengths a little bit more, of like giving the players a bit more to explore, and maybe peppering it with smaller combats that are a bit more faster, a bit more fast paced, and that I don't get bored as much with them. I say all of this. I say all of this in a lot of ways of also making sure you're having fun, or having fun spending time with your players, which may be your friends that you've been playing with for several years or known for several years, or even if you're just playing with randoms online. Enjoy having time in that bond you're forming as players, because this very much is a creative and theatrical exercise in a lot of ways, and make sure we keep it fun. And if you're not having fun running the game, it's also okay to say, hey guys, it's not really working out, can we try something else? Maybe you need to step back from the game. Let someone else run the game for a change. So or just, need to try something else, need to play something else. Maybe you need a dungeon crawl right now. Maybe the big, long, grand campaign you've been playing, this saga you've been kind of playing, maybe you're kind of getting bored with it a bit. Maybe you need to play something else to kind of refresh your gaming batteries and then get back to it. I hope this message resonates with new game masters and also veteran game masters. We'd love to hear any game master advice you have in the comments. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you tomorrow, and happy gaming.